Brad Pitt, for decades the revolutionary force in horror and entertainment.
What is going on, everybody?
Whoa!
It's the party, man.
We're gonna talk a little bit about our old buddy Eli Roth, who we've been making fun of for years, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, why do you do that?
How's everybody doing tonight?
I don't know, man. Like, I was thinking about that. Like, after going back and watching all these movies again, like, I really have a newfound appreciation for him. All these
I
years
hope
later.
so, because I sure do.
Yeah.
You
That's
just
what
like his hairstyle, Garrett. Let's be
He
honest.
does have pretty. He does have pretty cool hair, actually.
Yeah.
I styled my my plushie, Spinel plushie with the Eli Roth haircut. So
Yeah,
that's really
I've
good.
got mine.
That's pretty cool.
See him back?
Mine's over in the corner. Oh, he's getting blocked by the mic.
The question is, though, more so than anything else tonight, is are you ready to get brutal?
Yeah.
Because that's what we're going to be doing.
I've been brutal since birth, brother.
It's
It needs
time
to be
to rank raw.
It needs to be a shirt. Brutal since birth.
Brutal since birth.
Got a lot of people in the chat already. We're already hitting right at 80 people. So we are doing a multi-stream on Garrett's channel as well, Born to be Rad. So welcome, everybody. I figure, people say that we're biased, Eli Roth, against Eli Roth and everything. So it's good to get Garrett on here to kind of even things out a little bit, right? Maybe the voice of reason when we're doing these rankings on here, these tier rankings.
This is going to be interesting, yeah.
Let's talk about it, man.
So, yeah, we're going to get into it here shortly, but yeah, do a little bit of a shout out to everybody in the chat. Scott Temple, Death Metal Elitist, Trainer DC, Blu-ray Addict, Bryce Bourne, Scratch Bueno, Bog Zombie. Kevin Smith is back in here as well. He wants us to just don't rank my movies with Rambo and it'll be good.
He's upset.
Ice Bowie. I haven't deleted any comments at all. I just got in here. So
Ice Bowie, how are you, man? I feel like I haven't seen him in a while.
Fight the Good Fight. Nad C. Venom Brew Studios, Tyler Durden.
Nancy!
Nancy! Vanderhoff. MTH Brew. Justin Marino. Crater is in the house. Smells like Lapeñas. Hey, speaking of which, went out to dinner with Crater last night, Uncle Bill.
You did?
Lapeñas.
Wow.
In Hazard, Kentucky. And picked up.
I was like, where the fuck is Lapeñas?
Oh, man. Lapeñas kicks the shit out of the Mexican restaurants here in Prestonsburg. It's in Hazard. So it was very good. And I scored a ton of Fangoria magazines. So maybe that would be a good topic for like a Pit at Night episode or something. Going through some of those. Hook me up with them for an average of about $3 a piece, I think. I got a ton of them, though. So
that's awesome. Shout
out to Crater there. And Carter Redemption is in the house as well. He's staying brutal and badass. Maggot Fingers, Foz Rotten, The Mayor, Don's Wrestling Collection. What kind of wrestling collection has Don got now? So I want to say
he's got a good one. Good stuff. I think he just got what did he just score? Pretty sure it was him. I think he just scored like one of those WCW Bash and Brawlers, whatever came out like around the back in the day.
Cool. Saint 318 Horrid Films. He says he's a genuine fan of Hostel. It's one of his favorite horror films of the 2000s, Uncle Bill. One of his favorites.
Yeah, it's good.
Jesse Swarbrick. What's going on, man?
What up?
Goes to the Gazarian. He's just saying hello to Uncle Bill.
You know why? Because Uncle Bill's a god. That's why.
If someone asks you,
you're
a god.
Radhammer says that Knock Knock is the #1 movie.
I wouldn't.
It's going to be a fun one to talk about at least.
Disagree with you, pal.
I had never seen it until just last night. So,
dude,
a lot of these movies, of course, for obvious reasons, I have not watched until recently, until I had to actually. But
I feel like it's safe to do it that way with him.
For anybody that's not checked out the Tears for Fears shows in the past, we did 2 previously just on slasher movie villains. So if you're into slasher movies and stuff like that, you can go back in the archive and check that one out. But we got plenty of ideas for the Tears for Fears deal. And how this come about is, Garrett, I think you had the idea of doing some sort of Eli Roth show.
Yeah. It was going to be called Ranking Roth. Yeah. That's what it was going to be called.
And then we were going to do the Tears for Fears show, which is going to be I don't know. I don't know if it's a fair ranking system, what we got tonight or not, but we'll go with it, right, Uncle Bill?
Yeah, I mean, it's as fair as any of that we've done.
We're going to try to combine the 2 and see how it goes and rank all of his directorial movies. So anything that he produced, wrote, acted in, or whatever is not included.
That's what's tricky about this one, because he's got his hand is in like so many different pots that it was hard for me to be like, which one, is he directed? Which one did he write? Which one did he produce? Because I thought for sure The Last Exorcism was his movie. So, that, and I know The Sacrament was with Ty West, but I thought he was like heavily involved. And then when we started looking at some of the stuff, I was like, oh, well, those don't count because he wouldn't direct them. So yeah, it was a little bit creepy.
So there's not as many directorial movies for Eli Roth. So we can talk about them a lot on here as we go through them and rank them from, we're going to rank these chronologically is how we've got it set up. So he hasn't really directed anything on a mainstream theatrical level. I mean, he did that damn documentary, which, I've got it on there, but I haven't seen it, nor do I ever want to.
Oh, the one about Finn Balor? I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
I hear it's awesome. He covers the demon and all that. It's supposed to be great.
I love it. Is it like before he does Judgment Day, or like he doesn't get that far? It's more Bullet Club stuff.
Yeah. This was from like last year, so it was like, didn't have much Judgment Day stuff to go on.
Hey.
All right, so Kentucky Cunt Tater's in here, and he must be smoking something, because I don't know what he's talking about.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Show him your booger, baby. No.
The booger sugar.
So, yeah, lots of Eli Roth fans, I'm not going to deny it, and this is kind of hopping up this coming weekend. Thanksgiving Bulls is coming out in theaters on Thursday, actually, a week before Thanksgiving, which I think that's kind of smart. I'll give him credit.
I never thought I would see that movie come out in actual theater, so I am interested in that. I won't say that I'm excited because I feel like that guy can fuck up anything. So
yeah, I'm going to see it on Thursday. So
we'll see.
Been waiting a long time for Thanksgiving.
We'll see. We will see. And I'll give you some reasons later on why I think it may not be too bad. I want to make a little bit of a bold prediction here. So, all right, Uncle Bill, you want to get the tier list ranking system thrown up there, and we'll show.
Get ready for it, Garrett. Are you ready?
Professional we
are.
God,
let's see what you guys have for tiers here.
All right, here we go.
He's gonna get that pulled up here, but yeah, what is it, like 8 movies?
Yeah, I know. There wasn't many, that's for sure. I'm wondering if it's all the ones that I've. Okay,
there we go.
There we go.
Cool. Wait, man. Hey, that's not nice. Come on.
That's
the top.
Get out of here.
That's what you're getting, Garrett.
No.
That's all you get. Be lucky we got that.
Yeah, because the best has to be me.
Oh my God. Come on.
Oh God,
bro.
So
can I put it? Is there a hidden one up there? I can throw some of these in, like a good.
No, there's only 3 categories.
Can you make one on there? Make one on there above man that says Garrett likes it.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I think I can do that.
That would be fair.
Okay, you can put Garrett likes it above man. All right, let's do it. I like that. That's
add a row above. There you
go. Okay. There we go.
You gotta have a fair tear.
Let's see. Can I edit this?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Where it says new, just change where it says new.
And I would put that, make the color red so it stands out a little bit.
You say Garrett's picks. Garrett likes it.
Garrett likes it.
I have 2. GARRED
Double T.
Double T. Sorry.
GARRED.
There we go.
Garrett made me do this. There you go. That'll work.
All right.
Can I have a thumbs up or something? Come on.
Eh,
Oh goodness. All right, let's do it.
that should work, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
All right. See, that's good. So you got 4.
Cool. Okay.
You got 4 different ones there. So, all right. So you want to go ahead and
Somebody
get rolling?
said, "Just remove me." We had
Just edit,
Oh,
man.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to kick it off. And
So what happens now? So wait a minute. Do we each get to put it somewhere, or is it like you just going to cancel me out every time?
Well, here's what we normally do, Garrett. Like if there is like a big discrepancy between what we all think, we normally ask the chat
Okay.
to like what
Great.
they think.
Yeah,
So that'll be
so
the tiebreaker.
Yeah, the chat's the tiebreaker.
Okay.
So that way, it'll be semi-fair.
It'll be
right?
fair for you. Yeah. Positive that our
To be
fans
fair to
will.
the tear.
So let's just go ahead and start then.
Cabin
First,
Fever?
Cabin Fever, yeah.
Cabin
Which
Fever.
Fucking
there
good
was a
movie,
lot
man.
of buzz around this movie. I do remember that, like, because before we even went to see it, like everybody was hyping it up as like the next greatest thing or like the next big thing or whatever.
Mhm.
It had a really good kind of, from Fangoria especially for some reason, a really good kind of
Well, I think
marketing.
Rolling Stone had a big article on it, and that's where me and Uncle Bill first heard about it at the time. And Quentin Tarantino got behind it pretty hardcore. Peter Jackson was also a big supporter of it. So it had some mainstream like support from named directors and everything. And this was one that we did go see in theaters. I think it came out in 2003, nationwide or whatever, but buzz had been going around for like a year before it actually came out.
2003, yeah.
And this is one of those movies that to me, and there were a couple around the same time period, when I watched it theatrically and really for a couple of years, I just couldn't, I don't know what it was specifically. I hated it. Like I was like, holy shit. But I gotta say, I went back and rewatched it. Of all, and this will be a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, for the rest of the list. Of all the Eli Roth movies, especially the horror movies, this is easily the best movie that he ever did. Easy. Not even close.
See, I always think that too, and then I go back and watch it, and I'm like, this movie's fucking stupid. Like, I always think that I'm gonna like it because it is. I will say this: of all of his horror films, it's the most fun. Like, it's the one that's not like it doesn't take itself like extremely seriously or anything like that. And
don't sit next to Dennis, Bulls.
It's the one that has like the most scenes that are memorable to me anyway in it. But every time I watch it, I'm just like, the thing that kills it for me is the acting, the cast, a lot of the cast. And you think it in my head, it's like really gory and has all these great special effects, but it's really not. It really doesn't have that many great special effects in it.
Why?
I guess maybe due to the budget.
No, it's got good special effects in there.
I don't think it does though. I mean, I remember it to be that way. Then I go back and watch it, and I'm like,
they're gooey and bloody, and there's a lot of puke. There's a lot of blood being puked out.
Yeah, I mean, everybody remembers the razor scene and all that, but if you go back and watch that, I mean, there's more to your imagination there than there is in that.
Yeah, there's not
scene.
Like, I would say it's good special effects, but there's nothing really. You can tell like they didn't have a gigantic budget to work with on, it was, I would say it's good gore, but nothing like crazy over the top or anything, which you would see for sure in his later horror movies.
But you go, Garrett. I mean, you've got to like this movie.
Oh, I love Cabin Fever.
Yeah,
I do. And I just recently rewatched it. And the reason I have it here is because I'm going to be doing a video talking about the revisiting Cabin Fever, because I liked it when it came out, and it's been a long time since I checked it out again, and I liked it again now. I mean, there's certain things about it that I don't care for. Like, I think the whole pancakes with the kid doing karate, like, really didn't make any sense to that movie. Like, I would probably remove that.
It wasn't even, that was just something that he tacked in there because that kid did Taekwondo or something like that.
Yeah, but it just didn't, like, the whole idea of that
yeah,
didn't
I
make
mean,
any
that's why
sense, you know?
it didn't belong in there.
It didn't. But I mean, I thought that it was original enough at the time, especially. You know what, I marked out, and I still mark out when you're playing the music from Last House on the Left.
Yeah, there's
in
a
the
couple
movie.
of
There was a
songs.
bunch of different Last House songs throughout that movie. I always marked out for that. I thought the gore was good. You know, I thought that he did pretty well with some of the comedic characters, like when his character, and he had the dog, like Dr. Mambo, whatever. And then you had like the other guy, like the party man. Like, I thought it was, well, as cheesy as it was, I thought it was just different.
Were there any characters that you cared about in the movie, though?
Well, I mean, of course you got to care about Serena Vincent. So I cared about her.
I'm not talking about her tits. I'm talking about the character.
You know, I don't know. I think I thought that the characters were kind of likable. I mean, the one dude that was shooting the squirrels or whatever, like, he was
He plays the same character in every movie.
Yeah, like, I just feel like we've seen him before, but I don't know. I thought it was, I think, I'm looking down at the list, I think it's his best movie.
I think it's his best horror movie.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, that might change this weekend, and I think it probably will change this weekend. But Cabin Fever, man, like, it's one of those movies that it's a great concept and idea. And I would say 45% of the movie works. And the other parts, like, especially the end, like, he has no idea how to end it or whatever. It really does. There's no ending to it, to be honest with you.
They spend way too much time with that one character too. The guy that's like the one from Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Like,
James Bellow.
Way too much time with that guy who's just goofy as fuck in that movie, and just, I don't know. There's just, and you know, the other guy who was the lead, Ryder Strong or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's barely in it as compared to like a lot of the other people in the movie, but he might actually be the only person that seems to be like halfway capable of like acting or doing anything. I don't know, man. Like I said, like, in my head, I always think like that's his best movie and it's a great, and then I go back and watch it. I'm just like, it's so silly and like uneven and just goofy that it always takes me out of it.
I think it's my favorite of his movies, but I don't think it's the best, most well-made movie. I think it's, from a personal standpoint, it's my favorite, but I think that there's another one in here that I would say, in my opinion, would be like his best movie, but not one that I watch on a regular basis. So for me, I would put it up in Garrett Made Me Do This. That's where I would put this thing, because I can't get any higher.
Well, yeah, let's see. All right, so I would put it in the shits. I don't think it's the Grizzly shits, but I would definitely put it in the shits.
Oh man,
I would say if I was guessing, CK would probably put it in meh.
I would put it in meh. You got it.
So let's let the chat decide. Is it meh? Is it the Garrett tier, or is it the shits?
The shits?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Do you think
those three?
Let's go. Chat, where are we? Are we at?
Yeah, we got like 130 people in here.
All right, tell us. Cabin Fever. Are we going in the Garrett Made Me Do This, meh, or the shits? I mean, the easiest way to do this, if you guys can do it, you could put a poll up in the chat, but
I've never been able to fucking figure out how to do a poll.
We got a couple for meh.
We got a couple Garretts. We got 3 Garretts.
We got like 4 Garretts.
4 Garretts.
I see a couple shits coming through.
A couple mehs. A lot of mehs.
There's a few mehs.
Meh, Garrett.
Well, at least Kevin Smith agrees with me.
I can't tell because it's almost split between Garrett and meh right now.
All right, come on, keep coming. Let's see that. Let's see. I'm throwing PayPal out, Venmos and shit out.
I think it's Garrett, man. I think
baby. Yeah, baby.
I mean, we can call it because it looks like
Let's get Cabin Fever up on the top of the board, baby. Boom.
This makes me sick just doing this.
I don't know. You'll be surprised. Maybe there's not as much Roth haters as you guys.
Oh, I'm sure there's not. I mean, Eli Roth is one of those guys too that he doesn't do enough anymore to, get the constant hate like Rob Zombie or somebody like that.
Yeah,
he takes time off, so I'll at least give him that.
Let me you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna go on the chat and see if I can create a poll for all of these if we need.
Get you a poll.
Poll.
Get a poll. The only bad thing is you can only do a poll for yours. So okay, let's see. I don't know how that works.
Well,
but yeah, we
can tell me how to fucking do a poll.
I can start a poll right here. I got it.
Honest to God, though, man, like from this point on, what else is going to be in the fucking? Look at that shit. I know one other thing that'll be in there, in my opinion, that'll be in the Garrett tier.
What?
Yeah.
What's the drizzling shits?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to continue on. This would be 2005, 2006. What year was the first Hostel? I think 2005, right?
Hostel?
Yes, 2005.
I'm not sure.
So I just want everybody to know, like when you have like a town hall meeting and several people agree, but one person dissents, that I was forced to put that there, and because of the votes, but I would have put it in the shits. So don't give me any shit about it.
The bar is low. This isn't.
So
yeah.
Hostel, there ain't no fucking question in my mind. I don't even really want to talk about it or explain it. It would be in the drizzling shits. I hate that movie. I'll always hate that movie.
I would agree.
It will never be any better to me. I don't care how many times I fucking watch it. Whatever anybody says means nothing to me.
Let me tell you the truth, though. I couldn't go back and there wasn't one single thought in my mind that made me. Like, I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm not going back and watching that.
I did, though. I went back and watched that and Hostel 2 just to see, like, is anything changed in 15 years now?
Well, I think
longer than 15 years, like 17 years. But
Hostel 2 was slightly better than the first one just because it was with women, right? It was basically Hostel with women.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what it was. But it's a little bit more. I was sitting there watching it in Hostel 2, and it's like nothing happens in that movie at all for the first 50 minutes. Like nothing violent or anything happens. And then like the last 30 minutes of the movie are where anything happens at all. And it's really, well, we haven't got into Hostel 2 yet. But the first Hostel is even worse.
The characters in Hostel as well. Like I just hated everybody in that whole entire movie. And it's almost like it's not like a good heel in wrestling. It's like X-Pac or Rick Martel or something when he come out there. Like you're just like get out of here. Like I just hate you. The Mountie when the Mountie was out there, right?
Yeah.
The Mountie and Rick Martel and X-Pac all come out there at once. That's the character.
Jesus Christ. So like, I think we were talking about this the other day where Saw was really the first movie that looked like this, but Hostel was really the movie that made this like a thing. Torture porn and all that. It really perfected whatever that was and made it become like it's where you had to watch Captivity and all those movies, Turistas, all the movies that came after it.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious. So the original Saw movie was 2004. Hostel was 2005. Clearly, like you could tell by the marketing of Hostel, like there was a big influence for Saw. Like basically the poster looks almost exactly the same. But I mean, which movie? I'm guessing Saw was made way before Hostel, right?
I don't know, but it reminded me of like, anything else that come out around the same time. I remember being in middle school and the big thing at the time was, do you like Green Day or Offspring? Like you had to pick one kind of thing. That was what everybody wanted to know. Do you remember that? Did you guys have that too?
I didn't have that
like
per se,
Offspring or Green Day, bet, and you had to pick one. Yeah. And then like if you picked the other one, they would like you had to go sit with the Green Day kids over here, and the Offspring kids sat here at lunch. They booted you out. Well, that's kind of where I felt like around this time. It was always like you saw a Hostel. Like people like to compare those two together because they did come out around the same time and they were very similar in tone. And I can remember back in that day, and I don't know if it was on, message boards or whatever, but it always seemed like people were always like, what do you like better, Saw, Hostel? Those to me always get put together. And I think that's because those were the beginning of that era, like you said, of those type of horror movies or torture movies or whatever you want to say. But those were the big two at the time. And to be honest, like when I saw Hostel, I loved it. I loved it. And I loved Saw when I first saw it. But Hostel's one that I've had a lot of trouble going back and rewatching it through the years. Like I didn't rewatch it for this show. So, I mean, I've probably only seen Hostel 3 times in my life, maybe 4, but it's been a long while since I've seen it. But I think as a movie, I would say this is probably his best movie as a whole. Not for me, like it's my most entertaining or whatever, but I think out of all these movies that I've seen, I think it's probably his best movie.
Uncle Bill looks like somebody spit in his face.
I think it is. I think it is his best movie. I mean, the story was pretty original. It was gory. I mean, again, it's not one that I'm going to go back and rewatch. I actually do want to rewatch it now because I really am having a tough time breaking up Hostel 1 and 2 and which was which. But I don't know. I would probably put this in meh, to be honest.
Well,
that's
2 for the
Garrett, that you would put it in meh.
Yeah, I can't put everything at the top because I have more that I'm going to put up there.
But I'm going to tell you from the bottom of my heart, it's shit.
Well, it's the drizzling shits. That's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, here's my biggest problem with Hostel, honest to God. Not just the torture porn aspect of it, but it was like every character in that movie was awful. Like there was nothing about any of the characters in that movie that was memorable or like at all, really. Or I don't think that they were. Again,
I only remember the one kid with the dark hair, like
exactly.
I don't know if he was
yeah,
I mean that's all I remember. I don't remember the other guys.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly the point. Like
I'm sure he was going for like, the frat boy thing, and I guess he was wanting you to root for them to get killed, I guess. I mean, if he wasn't going for that, then I have no clue what the hell he was going for, because that whole cast was like just the biggest bunch of, least likable characters I've ever seen in a damn movie.
But don't you feel that this is his big bad?
Yeah,
this is
his like, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're saying. This is like his Exorcist or something. You know
sure,
what I mean? Like,
I do think that. And I mean, even on the DVD or whatever, it's like, didn't Tarantino have something to do with this too? Like, did he produce it or executive producer?
This and the second one, because I was watching the second one and it was like produced by, a Tarantino film or something like that, production or something. I didn't remember that at all until I rewatched Hostel 2. But yeah, he was pretty big into these movies apparently.
Yeah, these I think will really put him on the map. Like Cabin Fever was had like a cult following, but I think this is what really put him over. So I would throw it in meh. I mean, I would have put it at the top, but I mean, again, I haven't rewatched the Hostel movies in probably 10 years. So I have a tough time kind of breaking them apart. So I can't go all in on it. But I remember when I first saw it, I was really into it. But my taste has changed in horror from 2005 to 2010 and to now,
So I guess, did you figure out how to do a poll?
I can poll it, yeah.
Might as well poll
well,
it.
what did you say, Wes? Did you put it in shits or drizzling shits?
Drizzling shits for me.
And you said drizzling for you too?
Yeah.
So does that cancel me out, or does the chat still get involved?
I think it does. Like if it's 2 against 1.
Well, we can still throw it up for fun.
But might as well though. Let's see what they say.
Vote.
All right, you guys have
so you can put it as meh and the drizzling shits maybe.
So I put all the categories just to see where they land. Are they going to cancel us out or what? But that almost like if we had a 4th person involved, I guess. So if it gets in a tier, like if it gets to me, like Garrett made me do it, I'm in meh, you're at drizzling shits, you guys still win because it doesn't, it's
we're making these rolls up as we go along.
Yeah, we don't good.
But yeah, it was a good theater experience, I think. To be honest. at that time. I mean, it was
I don't
different.
remember if was anybody in the theater when we saw it. I know
Come
we
on,
saw it.
this movie had to have made a ton of money.
It was so
I
long
don't
ago,
remember
man.
it.
Let me see how much this movie made.
I mean, I know it was a huge hit, but I don't remember seeing this one in the theater.
People are shitting all over it. I'm happy. I'm seeing a lot of drizzling shits. In the chat, at least.
So at the box office, it made 82 million. I guess that's not amazing,
but
right?
the budget, I think, was only like, what was it?
Yeah, it was a lot less. It was 4.8 million budget.
So I mean, that's a huge hit.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, that was a pretty big hit.
So we got a lot of shits and drizzling shits in the chat.
Let me see.
A few math. These type of movies, though, that torture porn. I think.
I'm the top tier is at 40% right now. It's winning. Drizzling shits is at 30. 43% for me.
Well, we got a lot of shits and drizzling shits in the chat.
Well, you know what else though too? You know what else I think is the problem is if you can't see the poll, I don't think, unless you're on my channel.
No, we can't.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that's not a good way to do it.
Sorry,
really.
My bad. That's probably not the best way to do it.
So,
Jesus, I can try to count these in this chat. Hold on.
But yeah, I mean, I think the torture
porn, at least the idea.
The torture porn name came from Hostel, though, right? Wasn't that?
It did, yeah. That's the movie that kind of coined that.
Sorry, guys, that was my bad on the poll thing. That's why people couldn't see it. So we'll just do it in the chat like we did last time.
All right. So drizzling shits, one for drizzling shits, one for meh, another for meh, another for shits.
Put your poll in now.
Drizzling shits,
drizzling shits.
Drizzling shits, drizzling shits, drizzling shits. The
wow.
Shits, meh, the shits, meh, the shits, meh, the shits.
Crater says, can you make a lower tier and call it shit from Satan's asshole? And I'd put Hostel in it.
Drizzling shits. I think I think we're safe to say that it's either in the shits or the drizzling shits category based on the chat.
Let's put it where it belongs.
Okay, go ahead. You can throw it down there.
All right. So thank God for that, at least.
Thank God for kids.
All right.
Lee Greenwood. He's my boy.
So I just watched this too last night. Hostel 2. Have you seen this in a while, Garrett?
No, I have probably seen Hostel 2 twice in my life.
See, that was my problem too, because I couldn't really remember a damn thing at all about this.
I remember.
Movie. That's why I had to watch
No,
it.
who's in it? The chick from Welcome to the Dollhouse. Is
Heather Matarazzo.
Yes, she's in it, and so is like Jordan Ladd's back in it briefly. The Phillips woman that was like in movies for a while there. I can't remember her name. Baju. Yeah, she's in it. And Edwige Fenech, the one that Steve always goes on about. Italian star of all those giallos.
Dream of eating baklava from her nether region.
So the only part of this movie that I could remember was the scene where Heather Matarazzo was like upside down and the chick.
That's the only scene I remember too.
Yeah,
that's it.
So I couldn't remember a damn thing about any of the rest of it. And there's a reason for that, because it's basically the exact same movie. The characters are completely like just there, for no reason.
But with girls.
Yeah, just girls school. It's the same movie, and the only there wasn't like little kids running around with sticks and shit in Hostel, was there? That's exclusive to this movie, right? A gang of like 8-year-olds that attack people with sticks.
Didn't they have was the dog tattoo thing? Did that originate in the second movie, or was that in their first movie too?
I think at the end, maybe the first movie too. I think
that was in the first movie. Yeah.
Okay. I remember. I mean, I don't remember much about Hostel 2, and I'm not watching those Hostel movies again. I remember Hostel 2 not being as. I mean, it's not good, but I would say it's not as bad as the original movie. Slightly better.
It's actually as bad, yeah. I mean,
in my head, I'm remembering at the theater I liked it, but I'm also remembering that it is very similar. Like I don't ever remember myself saying it was way worse or way better. I just kind of remember saying it felt like a Hostel movie. So I'd have to put it in meh again, just because I think it's probably just on par with the first one, perhaps. But I really haven't. I need to go back and watch those, and I will watch them too, because now we're talking about it. It makes me want to go back and be like, well, why haven't I seen these in about 20 years, 10 years, whatever?
I don't know if I liked this movie more than Hostel. I think I liked maybe a couple of the cast members more than the ones in Hostel. I thought that maybe that part of it was better.
We got a drunken Tim Allen in here. Thank you, sir.
I love it. I love Home Improvement.
So
there's a new Santa Claus movie coming out. Are you excited about that on Disney Plus?
Oh Jesus,
not really.
God.
I want to go into little.
I wonder how they'll panderverse that one up,
dude. Like Disney.
Did you watch Pandaverse, by the way?
No, but I'm going to because
everybody says it's friggin' amazing, and I haven't had a chance to check it out.
Dude, that's like dead on. What's going on? Like
that's wild, man.
Have you seen that? Yeah, it's okay. The South Park Pandaverse where they can't even say this. They replaced all the South Park kids with like one's a Latino woman, one's like Cartman's a black woman, and like they just put all these like different. They switched all their roles.
I fucking love South Park.
Dude, they don't care, dude. They don't care.
No. I mean, that's how people should be. But not Disney, boss. Not Disney.
Well, I think what they do is I think the whole movie, I think it's a movie actually. It's on like Paramount Plus or something, but it shits on Disney. That's basically what the whole idea of it is.
Yeah, it's like something
Disney
about
should be shit on.
It also shits on multiple universes too, like in movies and things like that, like the Marvel trend and all that shit.
Sure.
So I want to watch that soon. Anyway,
yeah, I need to see that myself.
Hostel 2. Somebody gets his wiener. I'm going to use the word wiener, Garrett, because this is
sure. Thanks.
Somebody gets his wiener cut off and fed to a dog in this movie. I'd forgotten about that, and so at least you got that at the end.
Oh no!
I guess that was the big ending too, because that's like one of the.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that where the dog's just like gnawing on it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Siskel and Ebert review back in the some poor man's wiener become a dog toy.
Is that what they said?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm curious to see what they said.
Which one, Garrett? Which movie had the cameo from Takashi?
That was the first one, I think. That was part 1.
Rogero Deodato was in one of the Hostel movies as well, wasn't he? He had a cameo, and it might have been the second one. I know he was in one briefly too, as one of the torturers.
All right, so do you want to ask the chat what they want to put this thing in? Because I'm saying meh, and you guys are saying drizzles.
I would say the shits. I want to be fair because Eli's got a few drizzlers. Maybe.
Fuck. I still think it's the drizzling shits. Fuck him.
All right, so chat, what do we got? We got Garrett, maybe do this mash shit. Well, we could just do the last 3: mash shits, drizzling shits. Pick one.
Okay, here we go. So we got 2 for the shits, 2 for the drizzling shits, 3 for the shits, 3 mehs,
3 meh. Yeah.
So it's about tied right now. Shits doesn't even matter. Drizzling shits. Yeah.
The shits. Oh, come on, Alfa Romero. Nobody likes Hostel that much.
I feel like what this is doing is breaking down to where it's like going to average out into the shits anyway.
No, what this is doing is we're causing friction in the chat, and everybody's gonna start hating each other over Eli Roth movies.
That's okay. We appreciates online violence, Wills.
We condone
E-violence.
Online violence. Let's just go ahead and put it in the shits. Let's just assume
that's kind of
that it's slightly better than Hostel,
Wow.
which would be kind of fair.
If Eli was watching this, would he be like, "It's not better than the first one"? He'd get all mad.
He probably would, yeah. It
As he
certainly is
was-
more politically correct because this is all about women's empowerment.
Oh, so
If
yeah.
you think
so
about
nowadays, people would appreciate.
Was one of the
Hostel
women
2.
Asian? Uncle Bill in Hostel 2.
No, but they were like Croatian or something, so I feel like
Okay.
that's yeah.
All right, so continuing on, the year was 2007, and actually leads up to Thanksgiving that's coming out next week. This was the teaser trailer for the Grindhouse version of Thanksgiving, which is a kind of an 80s slasher trailer.
I loved it. Loved it.
I just went ahead and put it up there. It's the best thing he's ever done by a mile, in my opinion.
So we can actually vote for Garrett made me do this.
Hell
I thought the
yeah.
highest we could go was man.
No, I mean, I legitimately think that trailer is actually good. I don't know what the movie's going to turn out like, but that fucking trailer was probably the best.
Yeah, I mean,
trailer on that thing.
it was a better trailer than what we got now that it's coming out.
Exactly.
For sure.
Right,
I wish
but
they would have stuck with that and like kept it real retro like that, but I get why they couldn't because nobody's going to pick that up. You know, so I mean, they
And
had
you
to
know
kind
what
of
I think-
modernize it a little bit, I guess. But
You know what
wish
I
they
think
did.
it was too, though, was the narrator. Like the voice of the narrator was the best of any of those guys that did for the trailer.
Yeah,
It was like so spot on, like, and his voice was so deep and
yeah. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, this
He
Thanksgiving,
sounded like Peter Steele or whatever.
Yeah.
you will be stuffed.
It was amazing.
There's no secret. Wear clothes. Thanksgiving.
You know what's crazy though is like, so how many different movies actually spawned from Grindhouse? The trailers, like, so you had Machete, and then what was the
Hobo
one?
with Shotgun was kind of like an extra, right?
Right. So that was one.
That was a good
And
one.
now Thanksgiving. Is there any other ones that?
You're
one
gonna
that-
disagree with me. I want the Rob Zombie one.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
I
don't
do.
want-
Werewolf
I don't want
PSS. I
that.
definitely want that, and I also think that he did touch upon that in Super Beasto. He had those characters in the mix. He had the werewolves with like the Nazi symbols and whatnot. But I would love to get that movie. I mean, I think the trailer was even pretty badass as well for that.
I just don't know how
I
you
don't
would
think you
get
could.
away with that.
You
today.
couldn't. I don't
Yeah.
think you could.
I mean,
The
unless
other
you were
one,
to do it like a direct to DVD or something like that, maybe.
The other one though that was great, but I don't think that. I mean, it's not really one that lends itself to a movie per se, but was Don't,
Yeah,
which was
Don't.
the Edgar Wright one, which was amazing too.
Yeah.
yeah. Those trailers were killer, dude. I remember when I marked out so hard watching the trailers for those.
Yep.
It was awesome.
So yeah, I mean, there's no real argument. I think that the Thanksgiving trailer, and that again, that was what, 2.5 minutes or something.
Exactly. That's as long as he should direct anything.
Right.
Should be about that.
So the interesting thing
Yeah. Go ahead.
was he kind of took a break and was acting a lot during this time frame. So you're talking 2007 to 2013, which I think that was the year that Green Inferno came out. So you had a good 6-year hiatus from him directing anything at all. And I think wasn't there a movie called Endangered Species that he was supposedly working on? It's like a sci-fi horror movie that never came about. And that was rumored during the years he wasn't doing much. But Green Inferno, which is his cannibal movie, we all know he's a huge fan of Cannibal Holocaust. Was seen numerous times wearing Cannibal Holocaust shirts, work with Rogelio Deodato. So he wanted to do, and this was a mainstream movie too. This was out in theaters and everything. This is one that I had not seen at all up until recently, just for this show, so I could give a fair rating on it. And I was not impressed with this one at all. Like, I remember when I first turned it on, I was like, this has got to be like, what the hell? Is this a comedy or something? What the hell is this?
Did we not see this together in the theater? Because I saw it in the theater.
No, I didn't see it.
Okay. I mean, I remember I was actually kind of excited about this because I was like, when's the last time they did a cannibal fucking movie that made it to a theater? I was pretty hyped about it at the time.
The whole idea of this is just so fucking ridiculous. It's almost like a Saturday Night Live skit or something, like the beginning where this group of environmentalists want to come over to the damn rainforest and pick it or whatever they're doing and chain themselves up and shit. And yeah, I don't know how much you guys want to talk about with this, but I couldn't believe that they brought this out in theaters. Bad.
I thought that it started off promising enough, especially with the first scene and well, not the first scene, but the first kill and everything like that, like was pretty fucking crazy. And then it just slowly just descended into nothing. And it got really fucking silly. And where they're all like get high on weed and stuff, and like the cannibals get high, and it's like it got off the rails really quick.
It's a good quote. I just wanted to mention here. Eli Roth is one of those guys that everyone knows, but you're not sure why. What do you think of the movie, though, Garrett? Green Inferno.
Drizzling shits.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, you're not wrong.
I freaking hated this movie, man. I never went back and watched it again. I thought it was, again, I'm not a big cannibal movie guy, number one. So that's not really something that I was excited for. I mean, again, I was excited for it, but those are hard watches for me every once in a while. Well, with the Cannibal Holocaust and whatnot. This didn't have a lot of that kind of stuff in it, but dude, it was the fact that they added the comedy element to it, I think completely ruined it. It ruined anything it could have been. Like the fact that they're in there and they're like trying to get high off someone that's like just got killed. I was like, dude, this is the stupidest freaking, like, what is he thinking? Like, who is this made for? Like, I don't know. It just didn't really match with like what a cannibal movie should be. It's either you go all in or you don't. Like, you can't do like a half and half. It just doesn't work that way.
What's like?
I think that there was some elements that were gory and freaky and whatnot, but then there's other elements that you're like, this is stupid. So I couldn't vibe with the mix. So
yeah, really, if you're going to do a cannibal movie, you really like can't put comedy and shit in it. Like that just doesn't.
Well, it's not even good comedy. Like it's the group of Americans that are like caged up by these cannibals. This girl has died. She's like, I'm going to be sick. And she just fucking like has diarrhea or whatever. And they go so far as actually like having like shit noises and stuff. I'm like, what the hell, man? What the hell?
So I think this is going to end up being one we can all agree on. I feel
so
like
that itself deserves the drizzling shits for the entire movie. But like this is a Blumhouse movie too, is an interesting thing. I noticed that in the beginning. This was one of their earlier movies.
I don't even know what else to say about it, really. Like, I mean, I did not go back and watch The Green Inferno. That was one that I didn't even bother. And I went back and watched fucking Hostel too.
There was a scene in it too, and I was surprised they got away with, where they were showing a guy's dick and he was peeing. And you remember the tarantula scene where the tarantula crawls up real close to the guy's dick or whatever? It almost bites his dick off. So that was another stupid.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that at all.
I've only seen this movie once, and I think it might have been when Scream Factory put it out. Might have been the first time I saw it. I never went to the theater and checked it out.
Scream Factory did a special edition of this too. Yeah,
they did multiple. They did the regular special edition, and then I think that there was one that you could buy that was like signed by Eli Roth. I think that they had like a couple signed ones that were available, or there was maybe like. It was you pre-order it, and you might get one or something like that. But that was a big deal. It was like a signed copy or whatever.
There's five of them. So you buy it, there's a chance. You got.
Yeah. So I bought it because number one, I was collecting all the collector's editions, and I checked it out, and I was like, oh, like this was terrible, and I wasn't sure what to expect from it. I didn't see it originally because I wasn't really big on cannibal movies, but yeah, not good.
Awful movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, there's some dated CGI stuff in this as well. Like, there's one scene where a guy was put up to get. I guess they were like pinning him up to unleash giant ants on him, and they were CGI ants that were eating away at his skin or whatever. Just really, really stupid shit.
Yeah, we don't need the chat for this one. This was a pretty even across the board. This was not for what it could have been. Like Uncle Bill said, to see a cannibal movie hit the theaters and to see how big of a fan he was of Cannibal Holocaust and to call it the Green Inferno. Like, I just think there was so many elements that this could have been done very well. And I think the avenue he took it really, really made this awful.
It's weird to me because like he knew all about cannibal movies and was a huge fan of them, but yet he made like something completely in contrast to any of the other like famous cannibal movies. He made a comedy, like slapstick cannibal movie, which
doesn't really work.
Does not work. No.
Hey, let's take Cannibal Holocaust and take Naked Gun and mix them up.
It's kind of like surprising that they would agree to do a theatrical mainstream run on that, because what would have been the last cannibal movie that was even in theaters? I have no idea.
I don't either. Like where the whole focus was cannibal. You know what I mean? Like not just like a scene or something like that.
Well, I'm talking about just like the Amazonian
I don't even know,
cannibal deals. But
yeah, somebody hit us up in the chat about that. Like, what's the last before that movie? What was the last cannibal that was solely focused on cannibals? Like, not just
the
Cannibal Holocaust is considered a masterpiece in the cannibal genre. Sure, yes,
yeah. So you ready for the next one?
Yeah, we'll let people answer.
Can I start the next one?
Yeah.
All right. Knock Knock. It's going way up at the top. Garrett made me do this. Freaking movie's awesome. I absolutely love Knock Knock, and I won't even say anything else besides that. Bro, listen.
So
it's based off Death Game, which is a great movie. It's got a good concept.
That's a much better movie. Yeah.
It was free pizza, dude. Free pizza. You can't give up free pizza. Get that up there, up at the top.
All you could eat too. All you could eat.
All you could eat free pizza. Listen, you take this movie and you put yourself in that position and realize like how suspenseful and crazy is that situation, right? Like
what's funny
that's a freaking stressful situation. And as funny as like Keanu is in that, like he's given like that like Nicolas Cage wacky performance or whatever, like the whole idea of the concept of that movie is like, dude, that's tense, man. Stressful.
You know, I was trying to figure out what the big fucking deal was because let me tell you something. If Anna de Armas ever showed up and like put her titties out or anything like that, and she was like, I'd be like, whatever. Like, fucking
just picture like two hot
life, you said.
Yeah.
Two hot women showing up at your doorstep, wet. They're already wet, soaking wet, and wanting to come in to draw off. Who isn't going to let them in? You know, Keanu let him in.
It's a little over the fucking top though. Like I know it's supposed to be like a black comedy almost, but it's a little fucking even like the acting is so bad in that movie, man. So bad. Like especially Keanu Reeves. Like
but I have to think that he did that on purpose. That he had to have been that over the top on purpose. I like that one scene where he's like he has like this long monologue like towards the end where you're like it just gets. I think it might have been the free pizza monologue, and you're kind of thinking to yourself like he's just going balls out on this right now. But the concept is, dude, it's fun as hell, and it's stressful and it's tense. I think it just works. And man, I what's the not Eli Roth, wasn't one of them his girlfriend or his wife was one of the girls?
Yeah, the brunette was his wife.
I like the other one a lot. She was in like what was she? She was in the new Blade Runner and all that stuff. What was her? Do you know her name?
Anna.
She's the Anna de Armas. She was in
the most recent Bond movie too. I think she was. She
was also in Knives Out. That was the movie that made her famous.
Okay.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, very early on, you see the goods, both of these girls. And I mean, come on, man. Like there is nobody. If anybody's put in that situation, I don't give a fuck how happily married you are. If you've got two girls fighting over your Peter or whatever you want to share,
And the thing was, it wasn't even it. Like, and the thing was, is like he even tried to like not do it, but like
that
he
was
got himself in a situation where there was not much turning. Like they weren't letting it not turn back. Like that scene where they're like, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna." He's like getting ready to leave it, and they go in the bathroom or whatever.
He was
and
raped.
He goes in and get him.
He was raped.
Basically,
but then I think the movie, like, up to that point and right after that, when they kind of explained, you know, what it is that they were doing, so to speak, and you kind of got the idea of what was going on, I just got really, really annoyed with the long ass crazy monologues from those two girls. Where it was that after that point, it's just them like just torturing him with like these long monologues about what they're going to do and how shitty he is and yada yada yada.
But think about what it was doing, though. It was probably taking you. You went from different levels of watching the movie. You see these girls, and you're like, "Oh, I would do the same thing." And then you're like, "Oh, now I'm stressed out for him." And then they made these girls so damn annoying that you're like, "I would have punched these girls." Like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, they did.
You wanted to do what he was feeling, right? Like what he wanted to do because they were getting so annoying, and you kind of like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he did that." Get these girls out of here, you know.
So one of two things then, Garrett. Either like I'm not giving this movie enough credit, or you're giving it too much credit. I don't know.
Somebody asked me what I say about a 1 out of 10. Like again, I don't think it's a masterpiece of a movie itself.
It's got stupid fun stuff as hell. In it, but it. I'll say this. I think of all the Eli Roth movies, this was one that I come closest to enjoying all the way through. I mean, it's. For one thing, the girls in it, I think they're both fantastic looking. The blonde, of course, the most, but at the same time, like it's just ridiculous. I think they both do a great job of just playing crazy bitches, and everybody.
They certainly are annoying.
At one point in time, everybody knows the feeling, one way or another, of somebody that is staying at your house that just fucking won't leave. So I think everybody can relate to that as well, and how like awful that like, just leave, just get out of here, right? And that's the struggle that poor old Keanu's going through. And he, as far as his acting goes, like I think that he did that almost by design, like Garrett was saying, because it is noticeably bad acting, but I think it worked for the movie.
I don't want to ruin because this is not one I think a lot of people have probably seen. This is probably one of his most underrated movies because it kind of just came and went. Like I think I caught it on Blu-ray when it came out, just accidentally or something. Or maybe I found it at Best Buy for like $5, so I was like, I'll try it. And I really, really dug it and I liked it, and I didn't realize that it was a remake of Death Game. So I had no idea going into it that was kind of like a updated version. But I don't want to ruin anything. But dude, like, did you guys recently watch this for the first time or for this show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it for the first time.
You can't say that you didn't think it was funny though. Like one of those last scenes where he has like one chance and he's like, and he presses like or whatever on the thing.
I know, that was great.
He like this.
He's like, ah!
Come on, dude. I was dying laughing. Like what that must look like though, when if you found out it was like your friend or something, he's showing off or something.
What is the last line of the movie too? Is a kid. He's like, Dad had a party or something.
And then it ends. Yeah.
So okay, what it comes down to then is that if it were me, I would probably put this in like, meh.
Think about this though. Think about where we're at right now. We're in a situation where like you would actually out of all these, this might be like both of your like favorite.
Yeah, that's the sad part about it. Yeah, that's
I mean, true. As far as feature length movie goes, it's the best thing that he did so far.
It's the one that like nobody ever talks about, really.
Well, it's not. Though. It's a weird. Like, what genre would you put that in?
You know what it reminded me of is funny
revenge thriller, comedy,
home invasion. Kind of.
It had the same. Well, not the same idea, but the same tone as Funny Games. Anyway, where it was like just bizarre, over the top, fucking with the audience kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it lost money. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this made any money.
Yeah, I didn't even really know that he directed this until I looked on IMDb and was like, what? So,
what does everyone in the chat think? Because I have no idea.
I would
really
put
how I would
it.
rank this.
I would put it in meh. That's my top spot. So,
What happened on the show? Oh, Garrett tried to vouch for how great Knock Knock is.
That's right. That's an odd movie to champion, but okay.
He's champion.
Shit/tastic boys. That's not on
okay.
this one. That was another show.
Let's see. Shits.
Some
meh.
Yeah.
What?
She has become kind of a huge star.
Yeah.
She's been in a bunch of shit. Is she still showing her boobage in those new movies?
Yeah, I would say, at least meh. Lots of mehs. Okay.
Lots of meh. We can go to meh.
I feel like that's probably where it's going to end up. Yep. Meh.
Yeah, I think it's a good. That's a good spot for it.
And if you haven't seen it, I think you guys should check it at least.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a recommendation for an Eli Roth movie, which I never fucking thought I'd say that sentence, it would probably be Knock Knock.
It's the Prowler.
He's coming for you.
Knock knock.
All right, now this next one, maybe we can have the chat because I've never watched it. So maybe they can decide the winner.
I don't think I ever want to watch it.
This is a chat exclusive right now.
Yeah, it's like fucking WWE, like they did Live Wire. It's fucking
Cyber Sunday or Cyber Sunday, whatever it's called. Yeah. So what is this thing called? Clock something.
The house that has clocks, or the house that let's see. Let's look it up.
Oh God. The house with clocks in the walls.
Yeah. The The house with clocks.
Okay, The House with Clocks. I've never seen it. It seems like it's not. It seems like maybe like you're right, a kids movie. It almost seems like Harry Potter or something like that type of movie. I have no clue. Never watched it. If anybody's seen it, let us know what you think. Nobody's seen it.
It's comment.
It's the house with a clock in its walls.
Yeah.
It's a PG movie. It's about a young orphan named Lewis who aids his magical uncle in locating a clock with the power to bring about the end of the world. It sounds like something that I would never ever want to watch.
Yeah, Jay Borda says it's Eli Roth's attempt at cashing in on the Harry Potter craze.
That's great. Very forgettable, drizzling shits. Shits. Somebody says I've never seen it, but it's probably definitely the shit.
It's based on
How did he get involved in that?
Oh God.
I don't know. Maybe they saw Knock Knock and said, "All right, pal, we got
Jack Black is in it. Kate Blanchett. Kyle MacLachlan is in it.
These comments are killing me, man.
Tim Allen's
review.
Tim Allen's review of this movie.
Oh God.
The house with look at Jackson Jack.
Jay Boy said it was made because he knows people in high places.
Quentin called in a favor there.
Let's just assume that since nobody has seen it and everybody else is shitting on it, that it just probably goes right there.
The drizzling shits. I'm fine with that. I can live with that one.
Okay. This will be an interesting one too. Death Wish remake with Bruce Willis.
Yeah. This is another one that I never did see all the way through up until recently. Like I watched a bunch of movies over the last week or so. And I'm a big fan of vigilante movies, I guess, the vigilante genre. So 9 times out of 10, movies like this, I'm always going to like. Like I can't think of any, like I like all the Death Wish movies, even 4 and 5. I like them all. Death Sentence, another one that I think is very underrated. So I was kind of expecting that I would halfway like this one, and I did. I liked it, man. I didn't think it was bad. I thought Bruce Willis brought it up like 10 notches, just him being in it. I mean, it's pretty much a straight remake of the original movies, updated, of course. What do you think, What do you think, Uncle Bill?
I hated it. Like, I thought that Bruce Willis was the main reason I hated it, because he's just so wooden and so like, even the times in the movie where he tries to be emotional about like his wife dying and his daughter being in a coma, it's just like so unbelievable. And he can barely like muster any kind of like emotion, and
But
he's
do you think
flat
he
throughout
was
the
already getting
entire
sick
movie.
here? That's what I was thinking. Is that
Yeah,
like,
that's it. See, in hindsight, now that I know that, it makes sense, because I don't think he had the ability to do that really. By this point, it was probably already
right? I
starting.
totally agree with you. I feel like his acting was very emotionless. Like it was in a lot of scenes, and I'll give props to man, I love Elizabeth Shue, and I still do, and I think she's
she was great.
fantastic.
She was killed by death pretty early in this movie, though.
Yeah, but even when they were trying to be like romantic, it was almost like he couldn't do it. Like it was forced. And that I did notice. And when this came out, I didn't go and see it in the theaters because I heard nothing but really bad stuff about it. So I was like, shit. But I got it, I think, last year at Black Friday for like $5. And I actually thought it was good. I actually liked it. My only issue is, like I said, I think that Bruce Willis was a little bit off on some of the stuff that he did, but like he felt very emotionless. But it was pretty well done, I thought, as a whole. It looked great. I think the cinematography was great. I think the whole concept was good. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
The problem with it is, to me, is like it all hinges on Bruce Willis. Like, just like Charles Bronson in the original, like that whole movie hinges on one person.
What about Vincent D'Onofrio? He was in it.
That was the dumbest casting choice ever. Like, what the fuck is he doing in that movie?
Didn't you think they were almost setting it up like he was going to be like?
I kept thinking that the whole time. I'm like, there's going to be a swerve with this brother guy here.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
because he gave him money at the beginning. I'm thinking there had to have been a reason why, and it was very odd that he didn't turn out to be like the main villain. It was very weird.
Yeah. But the interesting thing,
from Breaking Bad is the cop in it. I'm just like,
oh, I love that guy.
Yeah, he's great, but I don't know what his real name is.
Dane Norris. He always plays the same character. He's like a thick Reggie Bannister.
This should be like a no-brainer, really. Like, I mean, it should be easy to remake a movie like Death Wish and make it work. But for some reason, like, well, not for some reason, for the reason of Bruce Willis, to me, like, it just didn't work at all.
It was fun. I thought it was fun, though. I thought it was for what it was. Like, it was entertaining. I never felt bored. It was an entertaining movie. I thought the concept was good. I liked how they spliced in like the news stations, like talking about him as like a hero, and like they were debating. Like, I thought that was a pretty cool element where they had a lot of like celebrity talk show hosts and stuff.
Well, the idea of him being the Grim Reaper, like that was his name or whatever, that was pretty good. Yeah, that he was like the vigilante that had like a character gimmick, like a wrestling star or something.
I think with me though, it's just like all those revenge movies, vigilante movies. Like, I just like all of them. Like, that's one genre that, and Eli Roth only directed this one. He did not write it. So that's an interesting thing about this. So it's kind of an Eli Roth movie, only halfway. And that's what I was going to bring up about the next movie that's coming out here in a little bit. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But I would say another solid meh for Death Wish.
I'd be happy with a meh. It was better than I was anticipating because of it got a lot of crap when it came out in theaters. I know that. And that's why I didn't even go bother seeing it.
I don't think it's the original shit. I don't think it belongs with like Hostel and Green Inferno, but I think it's the shits. Like, I don't think he needed to be in that movie at all.
But what's interesting is if you look at what Eli Roth's been doing right now, like in these movies, like, okay, you have Cabin Fever, which again, it was unique, but at the same time, it was pretty much taken from a lot of shit that had been out. Hostel was a little bit different, a little bit Saw-esque. Green Inferno was technically like a comedic rip on Cannibal Holocaust. Knock Knock was basically a remake of Death Sentence with a little bit of comedic elements. This was what you see his pattern here is he's doing a lot of like takes on like older movies that he's basically.
But if you're going to remake a movie, it should be something like Death Game where nobody's ever even fucking heard of it. Like, you know what I mean? There's no expectation or anything like that. And I think that's the one that really worked. of the ones that he did.
Mm-hmm.
And I consider Green Inferno to be a fucking remake of Cannibal Holocaust, or an attempt at a remake of movies like Cannibal Holocaust too.
I mean, it's a nod to Cannibal Holocaust for sure.
Right. So it's kind of this pattern is he's really nodding and remaking a lot of older movies at this point right now. After Hostel, Hostel was almost like, I don't know if he didn't have a lot of original ideas anymore, you know. I don't know.
So I don't know if a lot of people have seen this apparently, because there's only like there's a meh, a shit, a drizzling shits, and a couple of mehs and a couple of shits basically at this point.
I would just put it, I think meh is a good spot for it.
Well, let's get some votes in here, boys. Come on. Shit. Fucking give Eli Roth way too much credit. I feel
MTH, bruh, and Dick Fitzwell's both meh.
Where's the shits? Shits.
Drizzling shits.
That sounds about right.
It's funny to me that Green Inferno was even in theaters, though, man.
Oh, there's Runk. Shitskis, he says.
Runk the Punk?
Meh. Yeah. Garrett made me do it. Jackson Jack, you just voted for
He voted like 10 times. You can't put it with Hostel too? I feel like I could.
With the shit?
I would definitely pick this up from the Dollar Tree.
100%. I would too, yeah. The Blu-ray, not the DVD.
No, Blu-ray.
Oh, well.
What's funny is Shout Studios is doing a 4K of this. It's coming out later on.
No way.
Yeah, they announced it. Yeah, they're doing a 4K of it. I mean, it may be Scream Factory. I can't remember which.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
I guess we just go with meh.
Yeah, I think meh.
Yeah, let's put it in there. Let's get it up there. Let's get it up.
I haven't counted them, but I feel like that's fairly.
He's gonna watch this and be like, "Why is Knock Knock and Death Wish above my Hostel movies?" I put zero effort into those movies.
So the next one,
yeah, we haven't even seen. Ain't no way anybody's seen this.
Finn,
the documentary about sharks. Yeah,
the documentary about Finn Balor. I would just go ahead and put it in the shits. Just to even things out.
I haven't seen it. It might be great.
We'll even things out.
I can't say anything about this. I've never seen it at all.
It'll look good on the tier thing. So there we go.
Well, we can see what the ratings are for it, but
it's that Finn Balor doc.
And then what the hell is Thanksgiving doing on it?
I put that on here so we can talk. I mean, we can talk about it. We can't rank it yet, but
Jay Ford has got so mad.
Yeah,
that's true, man. I mean, that's the thing. Like, nobody can deny that they wouldn't be if you were put in the spot that Keanu Reeves was, that you wouldn't do the same damn thing.
That's true. I also like this. I like this comment too. It's about saving sharks, buddy. Fuck sharks.
Like sharks, Carter.
82% on Rotten Tomatoes. People liked it.
Well, we haven't seen it, so I mean, we can just
put it in there.
We put it in the shits. So I guess
pretty even though. Look at this.
Yeah, it's definitely the most even tier that we've done. Now, for Thanksgiving 2023, which comes out this Thursday, any predictions on that? On the movie, is it going to be good? What do you think?
I'm going to see it on Thursday. I'm a little bit worried about it, to be honest with you. I'm excited because I think having a slasher taking place on Thanksgiving and something a little bit more mainstream where maybe we'll get sequels, I think is a cool thing. I always like holiday horror movies. So to me, I'm pretty excited, but I don't know, man. A part of me I'm trying to go into it open-minded, but a part of me feels like it's going to be just the same old that we get now.
I just feel like that dude could fuck up a wet dream, so I don't have any hope for it.
I'm not worried about him. I don't think. I think I get worried about because as you can see, talking about these things, after I watched some of these again, I was like, you know what? I think I'm a bigger fan of Eli Roth than most people, because in reality, I didn't hate any of his movies except for Green Inferno that I had seen. None of them I hated except that one. I actually enjoyed. Like after I watched Death Wish and Knock Knock like last year, I was thinking I kind of like his style. It's got a little bit of, it's just fun for me. But this one, I just am afraid that maybe Hollywood is going to be too involved in it. And I don't know. I just feel like it's like he's excited to make it, but he's going to be persuaded to maybe just do specific things that is expected of him now. That's where I get a little bit nervous, but I'm going to hope for the best.
He strikes me as somebody that would absolutely 100% like do whatever that he thought was most popular at the time in terms of like changes to movies or things like that. Like I believe he would go along with whatever they said.
That's my problem, is I feel like he's like happy to be in this spot right now to have a mainstream movie again. So he's just going to kind of be like, oh, here's my concept, but whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. Like that's where I think he might run into problems.
With Thanksgiving, though, this is another one of those movies. Now, the concept, I think the story was his, but the movie itself was written by somebody else. So he's pretty much just the director for hire with this. I'm kind of intrigued to see what happens with this, because it's a good opportunity to start a franchise of movies again, like slasher movies, release them every November. If it's a success, now we'll see. So the concept of it and everything I really like. It's an 80s style slasher movie, but they kind of updated it kind of like a Scream when you say like a Scream slasher.
Yeah.
So
but I'm hoping, like you said, for a new November slasher to come out every year. We need something like that. We can't rely on the same 5 characters forever. Like what are we gonna do? Halloween again and again?
No, I mean, I'm totally okay with anything else except any of those franchise movies.
So let's bring up something new to kind of move forward with. That's what I'm excited about for it.
Yeah. So definitely, if it sounds like something you're interested in, go and support it in theaters. I mean, we're not big Eli Roth fans here at Dead Pit, but this is something kind of unique, and I would definitely welcome a new franchise in the genre for sure.
So you didn't doing these tiers and rewatching these, you didn't get find any more love for Mr. Eli Roth, or you still want to interview him and stuff?
I think technically, like, he's become a better filmmaker, like the visuals and stuff. Like Green Inferno, as awful as it is, it was very well made. It looked amazing, But I think he's still, like, the writing is a big problem. It's like him and Rob Zombie both. The writing in these movies are the characters and everything's the worst.
I try to figure out what it is about the two of them too, where it's like they have really good ideas, but the execution of those ideas always is awful. Like, I don't know, and I'm not sure why. Like, if they just can't write, or if they just can't cast, or if they just don't know how to direct like scenes. I don't know what it is, but there's something about both those guys where you've got all the elements to make something that's great. And I honestly feel like that Rob Zombie has made better scenes, maybe not better movies per se, but definitely better
characters.
Scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, more memorable characters for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing Rob Zombie can do. I mean, you think about all his movies and you're like, oh, there's a lot of memorable people that have come out of that. Like Captain Spaulding's and Chop Tops. I mean, not Chop Tops, but what was his name in that one again?
Otis.
Yeah. I mean, he's created a lot of characters that you've kind of them, and
he kind of sucked.
But I mean, even still, like I say this all the time, as much as people want to shit on the Rob Zombie movies, like a lot of people look at Scout as Laurie Strode, which is crazy to me. And a lot of people can look at Malcolm McDowell and be like, oh yeah, he was Loomis. Like, I feel like they were able.
Ain't nobody should do that.
To build these characters with these people that.
Yeah, just because people do that don't mean they should.
Right, but I mean, that's the thing. He was able to make you believe that these people were them, and even though there's an iconic characters, like, to a lot of people, they look at Scout and the first thing they think of is Laurie Strode, which should never be the case, right? But I think he does well with creating good characters.
So one last look here of the tier maker list. If you're going to throw out a prediction, guys, I would say for me that the New Thanksgiving is a solid meh.
I don't think it will be. I don't think it'll be what we want it to be. I'll put it that way.
I'm gonna put it at a meh.
Patrick Dempsey's in it. I know Garrett will like it just for that.
I love Patrick Dempsey. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like Patrick Dempsey too. He was.
We're gonna assume that it'll be there.
Hopefully, like if Thanksgiving is a big hit, we can that'll get the ball rolling on Meatballs 2 on Blu-ray. So,
yeah, fuck yeah.
So yeah, that was the films of Eli Roth. Not a whole lot, really, considering he's been around for over 20 years making movies.
Yeah, it's crazy. Makes us feel old.
Yeah. So, a lot of people were asking too about, or a couple of people were bringing up some of his performances in movies. That could be another show. I mean, we could do that maybe on a separate show because he has done, some acting roles. He was actually in Cabin Fever briefly as well.
Mm-hmm. And he was in, what was the other one there? Inglorious.
Right.
And he was in that one too. Yeah.
Dick Fitzwell, Gina Gershon will get a turkey leg in it like KFC and
Killer Joe.
I'm not confirming the other Eli Roth show. I'm just saying if we do that, that would be on a separate show because that's too much shit to talk about. Eli Roth's acting performances.
I mean, there's endless possibilities for this show in terms of like people like talking about James Wan films and Rob Zombie films and different things. Like there's anything in the world.
I think when it comes with me and doing specific shows, like I always feel like, and this is just the way I work, is I always try to do things when there's a reason to do things, like, so Eli Roth makes sense right now to do it.
Right.
Because we've got Thanksgiving coming. Well, you know what, James Wan might be something that'd be worth doing, but let's wait and see like if he's got something new coming that we can kind of talk about his older stuff or whatnot. But yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty fun.
Here's what I was thinking too. I don't know what context to do this in, but like I feel like that there's other ideas aside from like horror films that would be great for this too. Like I was thinking about like somebody will do this after I mention it. Like I don't know how to do it on this show on Dead Pit or anything, but like do a tier list of like buddy cop movies because there's like a million of those.
Definitely. I mean, you can do anything. We did I did one with Christian and Ken, and we did Stallone's library. So basically we just ranked them that way, So I mean, there's so many different ways you could do
Schwarzenegger's films, I don't know. It's endless possibilities.
You do a tier list of cop movies with dogs. So it's like Turner and Hooch, K9.
K9, that'd be my favorite.
Like fucking
Top Dog.
Top Dog, yep. With Chuck Norris.
Yeah. Or the comedy cop movies with kids in them.
Yep.
Cop and a Half.
We can do Ernest. We can do all the Ernest movies.
Ernest movies.
I got a tier ranking of all those.
WWE films. Unfortunately, that would
be have to watch all them movies.
We'd have to go back and watch those though. Yeah. What was there was a buddy cop movie with Triple H in it too, or something.
Oh yeah, remember that? He was like a preschool teacher or something.
The Chaperone, what is the name of it?
I don't know. Yeah. But you know what one I liked was I liked the one with I don't know, Randy Orton played like the kid's mean father. Remember that one? And he's like, I'll get the papers if I want. You'll be in the papers tomorrow or something. I remember that. Yeah. I don't know what it was called though, but that was a kind of fun one.
You could even do wrestlers too. You could do like jobbers, best jobbers of all time or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hell yeah. We could rank like
things,
the random dudes in WCW in like 1993 or whatever.
Yeah, you could have Roadblock in there.
Oh my god, dude! I love
Roadblock. News would
Roadblock.
be right up at the top, though.
The Cole Twins.
The Cole Twins.
You could have Firebreaker Chip.
Oh, dude, he was awesome. Remember him? I never forget. Firebreaker Chip was the first time as a kid I ever seen someone where they throw him off the ropes, and as he's running towards the rope, he decides to change direction and like go to the corner.
WrestleMania tier list. That's a pretty good one too.
That is a good idea.
That must be great. Hell yeah.
Ice Train. That guy's awesome. I forgot about him.
I mean, we could easily like Mania is not too far away. I mean, we could do a Royal Rumble one in January, like a tier list. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of possibilities. Like wrestlers in movies, you could do that too. I don't know.
I love it.
But yeah, these shows are always a lot of fun to do. Like I said before, if you guys didn't check out the slasher movie villains, we did 2 of those, which we went in depth on some of those, man. Like Jacko was in one.
Yep.
The guy from the Clowns from Terror on Tour.
Final Exam dude.
Yeah. Rocktober Blood guy.
Yeah. I don't think they had names, but yeah.
His name is Billy something in Rocktober Blood. I can't remember.
What was Final Exam dude's name? Did he have a name?
No. We called him Shithen Sloan.
That'll work.
No. So, Garrett, what do you got coming up on your channel? We can talk about some stuff like that before we get out of here.
I just did a review of this that'll drop tomorrow, and that's this new dual 4K. So I just did a review on that, so that'll be coming tomorrow. What do I have this week? I'm editing my Exorcist history of physical media. So I've got that coming this week. And then I have a Rad Pack show on Friday, but that's on the other channel over at Rad Pack Pod. If actually we're doing a Q&A show, and if anybody wants to send in a video question that will play live on air, then just send a video with the question to radpackrules@gmail.com, and we'll get it on the show for you. So do that.
Sweet. What about you, Uncle Bill? What you got coming up?
You got jack shit coming up. Although Jay was asking about doing another kind of standalone movie review like we did with Freddy Got Fingered and Jaws the Revenge. So I may try to do something like that. I just need an idea. Like I need some sort of like, I don't know.
Well, just watch some stuff that's coming out. Like you could do something like we were talking about earlier, something related to like there's a new trailer for a new Ghostbusters movie. You guys could talk about Ghostbusters or something.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Ghostbusters anymore. Their fucking movies always suck.
What?
God damn it.
Awesome.
Garrett's going to fucking get eight. He's going to be pissed now.
Come on. There was one bad Ghostbusters movie. That's it.
What, the most recent one?
No.
Afterlife. That was.
No, it wasn't.
I hated that movie, man. I'm not no shit.
No, Afterlife was all right.
Like I was like, poor old Harold Ramis didn't do anything to anybody, and they fucked with him. That made me mad.
Oh, because they put it out too late?
No, he's in it.
Like, they put him in it.
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm saying, why did they mess with him? He don't think that's what he would have wanted.
No,
he would have wanted to be in there.
No.
Is it?
Yeah, he wanted that. He wanted that sequel forever, and they kept pushing it off and pushing it off. And Murray didn't want to do it, so they kept pushing off. And then he finally died, and everybody's like, "Oh, let's do it now." So, I mean, he definitely would have wanted to be in it. So that was big.
I like the first 2 Ghostbusters movies, but anything after that can go fucking hell.
Oh my
god! So all right, real quick. Let's do an informal poll of the people left in here about what they want to see me and Jay talk about, because I can either do Cronenberg movies, I can do the Barbie movie with Jay, which would be fucking hilarious. I could do.
I got an idea for you.
Films of John Hughes. We could do like a John Hughes movie.
You could do a tier list with Jay on the best movies made in Texas, since he's from Texas. There you go.
God damn, I'd have to find out like all the movies that were made in Texas.
The best movies made in Texas. Google it. You could have Joe on there too.
Yeah.
This one right here was made up in Garrett's parts. Garrett's close to New Hampshire, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
The Lichen Colony.
I haven't watched it yet.
What are you doing?
I got a review of that coming out.
Oh God.
Leave them alone, boys. You should leave this movie alone. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't put it in your player ever.
Oh no, really?
It is, dude.
I haven't watched mine yet.
Oh my God. Well, for one thing, you can't hardly fucking see it. It's so poorly lit.
Oh,
You
really?
can't.
It's supposed to be a Blu-ray, bro.
It's Blu-ray. It is Blu-ray.
Oh my gosh!
It works in the Blu-ray player.
Let's see if I have anything new over here.
Carter says Crash 1996 with J. Reel. That's the Cronenberg movie, right?
Yeah.
You know what you should do? You know what I just watched, actually? I don't know if you guys did a review on it, was Infinity Pool. I just watched for the first time.
I haven't seen that yet, no.
Getting jerked off while you peeing, Garrett.
Dude, that's freaking crazy, right?
I've never seen a scene like. I give that guy credit because I've never seen a scene like that.
I watched the unrated cut, so I was assuming, I was like, they couldn't have shown that in the regular cut, right? Like, because they showed everything.
It was in the regular cut. I'm pretty sure. Like, I don't know if I've never seen the unrated cut. I've only seen like the regular cut. But
so they showed it all in the original cut. Then it wasn't like you were just under the assumption based on what she was doing.
Yeah, like it doesn't show anything. Like you just see like what she's doing from behind.
This shows it.
Well, then why would you need to fucking see that?
This
like,
shows everything. It's crazy. And when I watched, I was like, what? Like, how is this even in a movie? No, they show everything completely.
That's not a bad idea for a series of shows, but like that's just not my thing. It's just not our thing, really. Like John Hughes movies.
I've been wanting to do John Hughes stuff for a while.
Brown Bunny with J. Reel.
He's so killer. I'd love that movie.
You should rank the tablets.
Rank the Curly Jaws films.
I watched that last one because
rank the browser history.
Yeah.
That'd be killer. We could do that. I'd be scared to death though.
Yeah.
Tell me what it says. You write it down in the tier list.
Dude, I'm not kidding. Old Curly Jaws has a Pornhub profile.
I don't ever want to see it.
You don't want to know what he's doing on there. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't ever want to know.
To a tier list of Dead Pit message board members. That would be so killer. Oh my!
I mean, I've got of course, this would be a separate show. The big stack of Fangoria magazines I got from Crater. That'd be kind of cool to do a show going through some of those.
Stephen King movies would be a great tier list too.
Yeah.
Christmas Gremlins knockoff type movies with J. Reel. That's a good idea.
That would be a cool tier list too. Is holiday horror films that took place on a holiday.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff to do with the tier thing, man. And it's really easy, and you really don't have to prepare too much for a lot of it. So, I actually prepared more from this Eli Roth show than I did any of these tier shows that we've done before.
We could do a tier list of fights we've gotten in on Dead Pit, like in terms of like people we fought with. That'd be killer.
Stephen King adaptations, tier list of Dead Pit interviews. Do a tier list on how much you hate Cool Duder. We don't hate Cool Duder. We love him, don't we, Uncle Bill?
Yeah, he's a great guy. I like his skullet a lot. I'm a big fan of it.
Let me tell you something, brother.
He's fucking.
That is a good name. Who's Hughes?
That is cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, these shows are always fun to do, though.
I agree, Blair. I love listening to J. Reel stories. Like, no joke. Like when he talks about like him growing up and stuff, it's like super intriguing to me to like listen to, because he's just, I don't know. It's just a different time. I mean, he's very detailed with his stories, and yeah, I love when he tells them.
Well, he's like the Forrest Gump of Dead Pit too. So he's like, there's a series of radio shows that he did for National Public Radio back in the 80s that we got that are starting to pop up on the Patreon page. This was featured nationwide in the 80s and early 90s that he and his buddy produced. And these are like professionally done. It's Chet Cheddar's Tales from the Morgue is the name of the show. And it's kind of like a radio play or something like that, I guess is what you called them back then. And you need to look at those. Check those out. It's crazy how long ago it was and how well made they are and everything.
How long are they? Are each sketch?
Like 20 to 30 minutes.
You should just post them up here and have like a kind of like a in audio, but then have like some kind of background that's like soothing or something like in the back, and you can kind of listen to it like as you just sitting there.
I mean, that character is what inspired Chester Graham, by the way.
Yeah.
The Cheddar character. So, and there may be something about another Chester Graham show coming up, boys. So he's coming out of retirement, kinda, maybe.
You should do a show reviewing boxer briefs.
Jay likes his boxer briefs, and I'm just glad they're not tidy whities.
They said he was showing off his new underwear on Dana's channel earlier.
He was.
And he was caressing his balls.
I like that. It's soothing, yeah.
Yeah.
So, he's been burning up. He's got his own show on the Dead Pit channel as well. It's doing pretty good too. So,
Oh, he has his own channel going?
Well, Jacking with Jay.
Jacking with Jay.
Oh, he's got his own series. Yeah.
He likes to go jacking.
Jay jacking.
So, anything else you guys want to talk about in here? If you've got any questions or anything, people can let us know. Or
no, like I said, I'm actually happy to do this because I actually do. When I look back, I think about how much I do kind of like Eli Roth stuff. So
that's the same thing I was thinking.
Little minority, but I mean, for real. And again, even though you look into those other ones that he was involved in, right? Like, I think Last Exorcism's really good. I think Sacrament's a really good movie. He did this other one I have called Aftershock, but I don't remember much about it at all. Did you guys ever hear of that one? I have a Blu-ray of it, Aftershock.
When you going to change some posters out, Garrett? You've had the same posters up there for a while.
I have. It's what's happening is the frames are getting weak in the back. So like because I keep taking them on and off, the pieces are getting like loose. So I've got to. Dude. But I'm thinking about doing a Christmas one. So I'm trying to get some Christmas posters out to put up there.
Let me tell you what I would do if I had the space that you had. And I think I mentioned it to you.
It's the money. You want me to get electronic? It's expensive, man.
Oh, fuck you. I mean, how much money did you spend on movies last month?
I don't know.
$4,000.
So I'm just saying, like, the TVs are like $150 for a 50-inch TV right now. So you could get 4 of them and
just put up whatever.
How balling would that be? Yeah.
It would be nice, but yeah.
All right, guys. But I guess that is it. We appreciate everybody tuning in and everything. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing. I know Thanksgiving night, we are doing a Vinegar Syndrome stream and Severin. We can't leave them out. And, their big sale every year, the Black Friday sale and everything. And Christian is going to be on from CHH. And I think Steve may be able to pop in too. So we'll get to see those two on chat for the very first time together.
It's a killer combination of people.
That'll be fun.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. And
what Dana and Steve never stream together, or they can't? By the way they're set up.
Steve goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do the Eurocult thing together sometimes.
But are they on this? But they're not on different computers. They're on the same one, right?
Right.
Sitting there.
Right. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do 2 computers in the same location. You would hear
them and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be bad feedback and all that. All right, boys. So we appreciate everybody again tuning in and everything, and be sure to like the video. We've had a pretty good crowd in here all night. Like both channels, subscribe and everything. We're trying to get to 9K. Hopefully within this week we can get to 9,000. That'd be good. And we will catch you guys next time on borntoberad.com and deadpit.com. Give us the thumbs up.
Up you butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck.
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others. but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last Out on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.